Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is David Novak. I thought that I should make a brief video expressing my feelings about The Monkey King, a comic book produced by the artist Chaiko. I believe he is in France. I recently read The Journey to the West in the Anthony C.U. translation, the original version. It is the most complete version of the story that we have, and I have not looked at the other abridgments. And so it's 100 chapters in length, and it's a bit of a slog to get through at times, but it exposes you to one of the great characters of literature, the handsome Monkey King. Chapters 1 through 7 tell his origin story, after which you get a series of adventures. The book is really not unlike Don Quixote, though I would guess that, and just taking Don Quixote as the original part 1, that this book has a little bit more depth to it, even though on the surface it seems kind of silly, simply because the entire thing can be read allegorically, but you may be hard-pressed to put an allegorical interpretation upon the story. Now that said, the reason I read The Journey to the West was because initially I had seen an advertisement about the Monkey King. I think it was a GoFundMe. They were raising funds to be able to put out this edition. And the art charmed me, and so I kept thinking about it, and finally I bought the book. But then I decided I didn't want to read the comic book until I had read the original version. And I read the original version as something of a cram. Books 1 through 7, as I say, tell the monkey's origin story. This book, it's more than 100 pages. It's about a 300-page book. More than 100 pages give you that. And I expected that some of the further adventures would have to be cuts, because of the 100 chapters, say each chapter is about 17 pages long. That's an awful lot of text to be squozed down into one little graphic novel or comic book. But I did not mind that, and the origin story of the monkey, of the monk, of his little band, is all superbly well done. Then you get some of the adventures, and it is quite lovely. The illustrations are nice. Oh, I think I showed that one. Same page, yeah. Flipped open to the same one. So I enjoyed the comic book. My only qualm with it was at the end, it just sort of seemed to stop. I mean, in the original book, you have that whole 80 chapters or what have you of adventures, of adversities, and then they arrive at the West and they take possession of the scriptures which they have been seeking, and there's a few more foibles which ensue, but it gives the book a marvelous completion. I liked those final chapters the best, perhaps, or best second only to the origin story chapters. But this, not having any form of completion, but just ending and saying eventually they get there, it really left me completely unsatisfied. I recognize, however, that were they to, even with all of the omissions in between whiles, that were they to add an account of arriving at the West, taking possession of the scriptures, bringing them back to the Tang Emperor, etc., that it would have added at least 100 more pages to the story. I wish they had done so. I think it would have made for a more satisfying experience. So I would not recommend this as your first encounter with the fabulous, handsome Monkey King. But if you have a child, it probably would not harm them to be given an exposure to this marvelous character in this beautiful comic book. Thank you for stopping by my channel.